Hey guys and gals, and welcome to another video from the team here at BlenderTech.com. If you enjoy it or learn something from the video, consider liking it and to subscribe for more Blender, Unity 3D, and programming videos. We try to add at least one quality video a day. And lastly, don't forget our motto, create your way. So no whiteboard introduction today. We're just gonna work on the hydraulic crawler excavator that we've been doing. I'm still using the December 9th daily build of the 2.73 beta. You can see 2.3 is the version number. The last 3-4 days of builds have failed those, so I don't know what the issue is, but the builder bot has been able to compile the daily builds lately. Anyways, I'm going to open it up and just let you know I've got my first podcast up on SoundCloud, so that's soundcloud.com/BlenderTech, one word, so go check it out and send some questions on Twitter and Facebook and stuff so I can do a Q&A section instead of just rambling about Blender stuff and Blender Tech. Anyways, we are on part 5, so I'm first going to start off where we left. So this is where we left off at, and so what I want to do for part 5, let me first save this as part 5. So we're going to go part 5 details again, something like that. Anyways, what I was going to do for part 5 is to start creating hydraulic hoses that deform automatically. However, I've been having some trouble getting it to work with this specific model. I can do it if it's if say the boom was stationary, or sorry, I can do it if the rams were stationary and the boom was moving, but with both of them moving and changing, and with the way the pistons change shape and stretch and stuff, I haven't been able to get the hoses to stretch and deform properly without getting all wacky. So I'm going to do a bit more experimentation, a bit more research, but anyways, I wanted to add some more details to this. So I think it would really help if we added the roller substructure and the drive wheels in. If we go into right view or whatever, this part right here, because it is looking pretty empty otherwise. So I'm gonna pull up a reference photo just to show you what it looks like, and then we'll get started. Now, it was hard to find any good specific reference images of the actual substructure without the tracks and idlers, and specifically the tracks and drive wheels in the way, but you can see here how the substructure I want to model is basically just an extension of the main substructure, and that makes sense because all the weight's loaded on all those idlers and onto the track thus wise, so that's basically just an extension. You can see that in all these pictures. Here's a nice model that shows you how it's just an extension. This is actually very similar to ours. It's got the similar size footsteps. So yeah, it's just an extension. So it shouldn't be too tough. Should be able to do that pretty quickly. And then I found this great, beautiful model, or maybe a real image, hard to tell, of a hydraulic cylinder. So I love the look of this. I think I'm going to use this as, I think I'm going to model this and use it as the hydraulic rams in the final model of our excavator, because I love the way the pinned parts, the joints I guess are. I love the bronze bearings. I would definitely include that, and the cutouts for the, I guess you would never see that, but I'd make it so you could see the bronze bearing in there. And I just love the shape of the pin part, and I love the little inset here where an O-ring would be, and I love the way the case is separable here, and I love the big what do you call those, the inset Allen bolts basically, and also this hydraulic line, the way it's clamped on there is really nice, and it looks like this is the input or output, and it looks like on the other side there would be an input. So this would be a really nice ram to use. I think I'm definitely going to model this and have it looking like that. So I've saved this to my desktop in all caps as very beautiful ram, and I'm going to model that as soon as possible. But anyways, let's get into adding this this substructure to our model. So I'm going to go into wireframe. So basically we have our substructure right here. And if we go to the front, we know that it extends just inside of the tracks a little bit, which is great. And then we know we saw from the other pictures that basically, if we go into perspective, I guess, that basically it just extends out into the tracked area here. So I'm just going to model one side, and then I'll just duplicate it, and we'll join the meshes, and we'll be good to go. So to get started, I'll turn off perspective mode. I'm going to go into edit mode of the substructure. I'm going to grab a vert, turn on screencast keys. I'm going to duplicate that vert, and I'm going to set it up here somewhere. I'm going to separate that by selection, and I am going to call this substructure. I guess this will be joined, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so let's start tracing out this part of the substructure. So, I'm just gonna do this. You guys have seen enough modeling by now. I'm sure I can time lapse some of this. Alright, cool. Hey, they're already lined up. Perfect. So all we need to do is decide how we're going to set this up. So I think, actually I'm going to delete that face I created. You can tell that there's a little bit of an angle to this, so I'm definitely going to fill those in, and that gives us quads, which is always a bonus feature. So I think I'm going to pull these back a little bit. It looks like these are pulled back further. So I'm going to pull these along the X. We'll say, ooh, I missed a point. We'll say negative 0.25. And the bottom ones, I will pull back maybe half of that. 0.12, negative 0.125. Maybe it's just negative 0.1. Let's see what that looks like from the front on. Yeah, I like that. Cool. So, from there, we'll just extrude another piece out. Cool. In front view, and then I'm just going to grab that along the X and just line up to there. And then I'm just going to fill all that in. We really don't need that center point there. That's going to lead to n-gons, so I am actually going to dissolve those vertices. That doesn't look straight at all. Just optical illusion, I guess. Alright, cool, yeah. That looks like it should work. No, okay, there's a little bit of stuff out of line. Let's see what it is. So is it this point? No, those are fine. It is one of these. What did I do here? Oh, I see. Okay. I pulled that back when really it should have been done like this one over here. So this needs to be grabbed along the Y. No. That's fine, but let's see here. Focus. That line needs to be deleted, I guess. And then from this vertex, we need to extrude one out. That only came to there. So actually, that needs to be filled right in. Is that what I did originally? I think that's what I did originally. So what was my problem with that? problem is this area right here. I think this is actually more straight, but I want to follow the drawings. I'm just trying to think here. I guess it needs to be something more like that, realistically. The same on the back. Let's see if that lines up. Alright, everything's good. I like the shape of that. If we go into local mode, we can see it a bit better. I like the shape of that. Looks pretty good. And if we want, in fact, I am going to do this. I'm going to take these verts down here. I'm going to grab along the X and just line them up with there. Give it a more mechanical, straight steel look. And these are out of whack is my other problem. I see what should have been done actually. Delete this. This should have all been, these two should have been extruded straight back to that point. And then this all should have been filled in. My mistake, okay. That's how I want it to look. So let's just fix this side up real quick. So this one extrudes across and lines up with there, and then just fill in the extra areas. And now we can just fill in these extra lines. Perfect. Fill everything in. Oops, what did I do now? Okay, perfect. Everything's filled in. Just make sure the normals are good. Awesome. Alright, let's get out of local mode here. And let's line this up. So it needs to be somewhere along there, because like you said, it needs to basically be attached to the main substructure. And maybe later I'll add like a support beam or something, but for now it's mostly just blocking in, because we're gonna have to do a lot of cutting to this to fit the rollers and such. So actually I'm not gonna duplicate it to the other side until we have the rollers in place. But basically, yeah, that's the start. Maybe I'll give this some paint color. Maybe yellow? No, the substructure is always a darker color. I don't want dark black, that's hard to see the lines, but we'll go with black paint for now, the same as the substructure. Hard to see in here, easier to see in rendered mode. Alright, cool. Or I guess the material mode. Anyway, so yeah. Let's start building these rollers. This is where it's actually not that bad. I've practiced this a few times. So yeah, all we need to do is start a new object. So I am going to... Oh, actually, you know what I need to think of first? These rollers got to sit on something is the problem. So I got to rethink my design of the substructure. So it's fine the way it is. I just got to grab it along the X more, maybe all the way to the edge actually, and then all these points right here, they need to be extruded all the way in so that the rollers have something to sit on there. So if I put my cursor right here where the rollers might be, like right here, you can see that they have that place to sit on. So that is how it should be designed in second thought. Let's go into local view. So that's how it should be designed. It still has all those angles and such as the blueprints show, and actually these vertexes at a later point I might merge into there, but for now that's fine. I'm quite happy with the way that is. And then yeah, the rollers will be built up on here, so let's do that as quickly as we can. So it is going to be a separate object, but I am just going to duplicate a vert for now and set it right there. This is where precision comes into key, because we're going to use an array modifier. So let's first separate that by selection, and I am going to call this top rollers, or top idlers. They're not rollers. Top idlers.r for right. So to build the rollers here, the idlers for the top, what I've done is I've just created a circle with 16 verts for the actual pin, and what I'm going to do to make this easy, since the pin has to stick out and stuff, is I'm just going to take that circle, I'm going to duplicate it, and then I'm going to scale it up until it reaches the diameter of this right here. And so that we can use the bridge loop function, I'm going to just use the rest of these verts to trace this out essentially. So I'm going to grab this along the Z, for example, and snap it right to there. So I'm just going to GZ and snap it to right there. And I'm going to do the same with these. So I'm just going to repeat. That's not working. GZ, just snap those. And then all we need to do is just grab this along the Y, and you get that perfect angle. What did I do? GY 0.075, we'll call it. 0.075, and then the other one we'll just grab along the Y, negative 0.075. Keep everything equal. Perfect. Now we can just bridge loop since we have an equal number of verts. Now I didn't want to use the stock 32 verts because that would have made this much more tedious task. So now we can just go W, loop tools, and bridge, and there we have it. Quads and everything. Perfect. That worked out better than I usually do it. So now I just need to extrude this a little bit. They need a little bit of depth, but not a ton. They are a structural element, but they're not I don't know. That's a good size is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to duplicate that, right click, I'm going to grab it along the X, and I'm going to snap it to that edge. There we go. And we need a pin to go through them now. So back into right view. This is another easy part. Just grab the inside loop here. I'm going to duplicate that, right click. I'm going to scale it down ever so slightly. Let's go 0.99, 99%. That'll work for me. And then I'm going to fill that. I'm going to bring it out just a little bit so we know it's a pin. Perfect. And then I'm just going to extrude. How much did I move that out? Sorry, I got to keep remembering to keep my dimensions so I can keep things equal. Not that it really matters, but I like things precise. So I'm going to grab along the X, 0.01, 02, 03, 04, 05, 0.05. All right. And then I'm going to extrude and all the way to this edge. And then I'm just going to grab along the X, negative 0.05. And there we go. We have our pin. And that's not linked to the rest of the model, so at any time we can edit that as well. So I'm going to recalculate my normals right now, so that the rest are hopefully in the same or in the proper direction. This will be the chrome material eventually. Why does my window keep flashing? It's weird. Anyways, yeah, so that will be... Well, we don't have a chrome material yet. I never made one yet. But yeah, eventually that'll be the chrome material. And then if we select the inverse, that'll be... probably black paint as well. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. Now we need to make the actual idler. So again, this is very easy. I'm just going to simply take the, not the pin, but I'm going to take the loop that we created there, duplicate that, right click, scale it up to the size of the idler. Now we can see that that is much too big, so it's not centered perfectly. If we go into wireframe, we can see that it's extruding into here. I'm actually going to rotate it so the flat part is on the bottom like that, which would be 22.5, or I guess half of that, 11.25 degrees. So yeah, 22.5, yeah, 11.25 degrees should be what we need for 16 verts. And so that's what I mean by the cutting out. We're going to have to cut out part of this. So first we're going to model this though. So I'm just going to grab along the X. I'm going to line it up with that. But then we need to move it in a little bit, otherwise there'd be friction there. So I'm going to grab along the X. Negative 0.1 is way too much. 0.01 is negative 0.02. Yeah, that's a good number. Fill that in. Actually, we should have cut it out, but it doesn't really matter. We should have cut out the inner circle for the pin, but I don't think it matters. And like I said, this isn't linked to anything, as you can see, so we can always do that later. So I'm just gonna extrude this along to here, and then I'm gonna grab along the X. What do we do? Negative 0.2. I'm gonna go 0.02. Yeah, right. Okay, cool. So that is our idler wheel. So that will also be brushed stainless. That's just a basic version. Eventually we'll add a bit more detail to it. But that is basically all there is to the idlers. So for now, I'm just going to add my array modifier to this. Just adjust my microphone there so you can hear me better. Alright, I'm going to get my array modifier added. And we need 3 of them. And they need to be offset in the X. How much? Not the X, okay. In the Y, sorry, yes. I'm thinking backwards. In the Y, about 5? Not that much. Not the Y, in the X. Yeah, it is in the X. What am I thinking? Oh, I'm doing relative offset. I want constant. Constant in the Y, right? No. Okay, why the heck am I not getting what I need? It's not the Z. Oh, it is in the Z. Why is it all wonky on me? Constant, relative, I guess doesn't really matter in this case. So let's just get them lined up. What I do is I line up the last one, and if the middle one lines up, then we know our modeling was good. I'm going to hold down shift for more precision. I'm going to get it roughly in place. That looks pretty close in between those 2 numbers there. Actually, that's bang on. Let's check the middle one. Bang on. I'm happy with that. Alright, perfect. So if we go into solid, I'm just going to recalculate the normals. You see they needed some recalculating. So that is the top part of the rollers. Cool. I love local view, how it even though I was only working on the rollers, because I had worked on them in local view with the substructure part, it still had it in local view. I love local view. Anyways, we need to create the bottom rollers now. So it's pretty easy. Just duplicate these. So duplicate, right click, separate by selection, and these are gonna be lower idlers.r. We're gonna turn off the array modifier for now, and we are gonna line this up. So first we're gonna scale in the Z -1 to flip it, and then we're just gonna simply grab and align. And of course they're different size. Joy, oh joy, oh joy. I guess they're not. It just sticks up into the substructure more somehow. Let's see how that looks. Ooh, okay, we are going to need to adjust that substructure a lot. So I guess from this point here, like I was saying, it's going to need to come across. That's probably our problem. Going to wireframe. Yeah. We're definitely going to need to do some adjustments there. But it'll work for now. So that's lined up good enough for me. So let's put our array back on. And we need, I believe, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I meant 8, not 6. When you hear me say 6, it actually sounded a lot like 8. You may have mistook me saying 6 when I actually said 8. Common when you listen to me talk. Use shift for more precision, get this lined up. And since we have so many, it's not going to be as precise. We're going to need to manually do this. So it is going to need to be a higher number than negative decimal 1.99. So negative 1.995. Ooh, that's pretty close. Let's check the rest of them. Not too happy with that. Let's try 1.99. Let's see, how far off is it? It needs to come. It's hard to tell which direction it needs to come, because that is bang on. I think it needs to be a little bit less, so 1.9945. Now you'll see Blender will round up, but only in view. In actual geometry space, it will use any setting you use up to a certain number of digits. It just rounds it in the view. So let's see what the rest look like. Ooh, that's even worse. Let's try a constant offset in the Z. See if that gives us any better luck, because that looks a lot better lined up. Hold down shift for more accuracy, get this in there. To be a slightly lower number, I'm going to go 382 maybe. 382. A little bit bigger than that. Yeah. 1.3825. Well, whatever. That's close enough for me. So we'll use that. That's good enough. I'm happy with that. Works for me. So edit mode. Recalculate normals just to make sure they didn't get messed up in the Z movement. So yeah, that is the lower rollers. Cool. So now we just need to cut our substructure out. Otherwise they are gonna really be pushing in there. Well, let's fix the bottom of the substructure first. So I'm gonna go to edit mode. I'm gonna select the substructure for the rollers. I'm gonna go into edit mode, and I am going to I'm going to delete these lines. And then I'm going to go to back view. Vertice mode. I'm going to just extrude straight out to there and then fill a line in. And then just do the same at the front. Ooh, that needs to... Is that the same angle? What the heck? Oh, it's that right there. Shoot. I want to make quads wherever possible. Okay, I don't know why that didn't want to fill in. Ooh, got some ugliness in there. What's going on? We have got extra geometry. Joy, oh joy, oh joy. Okay, well, let's delete that face. And those lines. Alright, now let's try filling this in. There we go. Ah, shoot, I didn't need to delete that line. Fill that in, fill that in. Fill that in. Fill the bottom in. Or we can't do that yet, can we? No. Fill that in, now fill that in. And is the front the same? No. We just subdivide, so we have quads. Whoops. Grab along the X and line it up. Fill, fill, fill. Everything is good. Is it though? Is it? No, it's not. These need to come back. Grab along the Y. Grab along the Y. Line those up. And those are already lined up. Perfect. So just recalculate normals, because they got all messed up. And that looks good. Now we just need to cut it out. So I kept the geometry simple so that this would be fairly easy. So I'm going to start hiding. Actually, I'm going to move right. No, I can't move into local view. Can I select two objects and move into local view? Let's find out. So take the rollers and these, and then go into local view. Nice. Blender, sometimes I love you, sometimes I hate you. Right now I love you. So from top view, I just need to cut out this geometry. So I'm going to use the knife tool to start. Maybe. I just want to, no, I want to line it up with that. So I guess we'll just have to, let's delete this face first. No, I don't want to delete this face. I want to inset this face. So let's inset this face. Just guess. Actually, we don't even need to guess. As long as it's slightly bigger, I'm fine with it. That is fine with me. Close enough. And then we just need to adjust a couple lines. These ones just need to be moved along the Y. So yes, we are going to get some triangles, but you know, I've learned not to hate triangles. Triangles have become a little bit of more of a friend of mine. Alright, cool. Now we just need to take this face and not grab, but oh, we could grab. That would look kind of nice. Actually, that'd look kind of stupid. Actually, it would look kind of cool. But we need to extrude it down. I would guess not very much. Let's go down negative 0.02, 3, 4, 5, 0.1. Let's see what that looks like. That is way too much. But it'll look good in the model, so I'm going to keep it there. Now let's just do the bottom real quick. Ooh, we didn't subdivide this face. Let's do that. So let's delete this face. And then let's join these lines up. Fill. Fill. Cool. Alright, now I just need to do the same for the back. However, the rollers extend out the back. So we may have to use the knife tool. No. You know what? We don't. We can still use the inset tool. So I'm going to go to bottom view, Alt 7. I'm going to take that face and I'm going to inset it. And like I said, I'm just going to guess. Make it slightly bigger. We could snap to get it the same as the other one, which I may have to do, but we'll just go like halfway in between the rollers and the supports. That's probably about where I randomly guessed it on top, closer to the rollers, but yeah, it's close enough that no one will ever notice the difference. So then we just need to, well, let's see what happens. Well, let's adjust the lines first. We don't need that one all the way there, so grab along the Y and we'll fix that later. We don't want those huge triangular lines. So about right there is fine. This one needs to go all the way in, so let's see what happens when we extrude it up. Looks good. So 0.1, negative 0.1. Does that fit these rollers since they were different? No. So let's repeat that. 0.2. Does that leave room? Let's go into wireframe and back view or front view. Yep, that works. Cool. So negative 0.2 on the top, or in extrude 0.2 and 0.1 on top. And that will fit the rollers in this instance. But now we just need to cut this area out. So to do that, ooh, this is getting complicated. Well, let's hide the rollers maybe first of all. So just tab out of that, hide them. Tab back into edit mode here. And all we need to do, now we got 2 edge loops, great. But we should be able to take this and grab it straight back along the Y to that edge. So let's delete that edge first. And take this vertex, grab along the Y to there. Do the same here, grab along the Y to there. Let's see if that nice angle will fit. Let's see, let's unhide those rollers. Which ones were those? Those are the lower, no, yeah, lower. Lower idlers, there we go. No, it's gonna have to be even further, shoot. But that gives us something to work off of, as then it won't work at all. So we need to undo that. Let's rehide those. We're lower idlers, there we go. So let's just delete that whole face. Well, this line will work. Ooh, I got double geometry going on. Bad geometry, bad geometry. So in this instance, what we will do, what is that geometry there for? Oh, that's the inset. Okay, so yeah, that one, we need to delete that edge too. So now we need to just create something in here. So what we can do is subdivide this, and then subdivide this, then grab this along the X and snap to there, and grab this along the X and snap it to there, and then fill those. And that'll give us the edges. And then here, if we just fill that in, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's still a quad. Perfect, I'm happy with that. It's not as cool as a shape as I would like, but it works. So let's turn the rollers back on. And there we go. It's free to roll away without any friction. What I wanted to do was have that up, like to take this edge and to grab it along the Z, which I could do. Would kind of ruin the look, I think. I'd have to go back along the Y and line it up with something. That's why it's just a guessing game, essentially. And I guessed right. Perfect. Right there. I'm happy with that. Cool. Alright, done deal. I'm happy with that. So let's go to local view. See what that looks like overall. Let's unhide everything. Alt H. Control H. Oh, I'm in edit mode. Don't want to add a hook. Alt H. Alright, that looks a lot more wholesome. So, let's just make the drive wheels now. These are easy. Because basically, we've created our track. And so in my case, I'm just going to get the blueprint away. In my case, I've made it this wide. So this is my inner loop here, this entire part. And these little grippy parts, I've made them such wide that like the inside is this wide right here. So I just need to create a wheel that's that wide and that fits into there. So easy, just a circle basically. Later we'll go and we'll add some nice geometry to it. You can tell there's like a hub there's some bolts, there's different insets and bevels to it. We'll add that all later. For now I'm just gonna add a simple circle and get it lined up. So I'm gonna add a mesh circle. I'm gonna F6 it. I'm gonna F6 it all day long. Line to view. Ooh, this one I want 32 verts, so it's a nicer circle. And we'll go into wireframe so that we can line this up. So I am going to, I guess it doesn't matter if I rotate it. Just going to scale it and get everything lined up. It basically needs to touch every side of the track without going through it. It needs to touch it exactly. And it can be close though, obviously. No one's going to tell unless we do an extreme up close shot. But the chances of that are slim to none. So I'm just shift for extra precision. Somewhere around there. So I'm going to grab along the Z, shift for extra precision. Scale a little bit more. So grab Z, shift right in there. Grab Y, shift right in there. Perfect. Fits perfectly. Now we just need to go from the back, and we can tell that these points right here are the actual the thingies, the little grip thingies. So we'll just use those as a reference. So what was I working on? Circle, I believe it would be called. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to grab it all the way in and line it up with those thingies. So I'm going to GX and snap it, and then I'm just going to grab along the X negative or positive? Negative 0.05. No, 0.1. You want it 0.2. You want it pretty darn close, because realistically it uses friction to drive it, so it would be pushing on there. In fact, you know what? I'm going to undo that. I'm just going to snap it right to the surface. So I'm going to snap it right to those points, and then I'm going to extrude it in edit mode, I guess would help. Extrude it along the X right to those points. And that is a drive wheel, except it's not filled in. And we'll turn that into tries or end guns. Well, it'll be quads. We'll turn that into quads later. So yeah, that is that. So I'm simply just going to duplicate that, since the other one should be the same size. Right click, move it along the Y. This is where the fun really begins, because now we have to cut the substructure out even more. Or edit it. We'll see. But anyways, we need to get this one lined up. So it should be as simple, since we used a duplicated loop. We duplicated our loop 1/2. We duplicated it, rotated it, flipped it, and then we just used it. So should just be as simple as something like that. So we'll just recalculate normals. They're good. Perfect. Okay, so that I'm going to call drive. Whoa, caps locks. Why are you so mean to me? Drive wheels dot R. And up next, we just need to cut out the substructure in the front here. I'm so used to using pie menus that I'm not used to using tab for switching in and out of edit mode. I switched back to factories, or mostly factory settings. So it's kind of like learning it all over, but it doesn't matter because the hotkeys are all changing really soon for the new version of Blender. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say screw the blueprints. I'm just going to take all these verts, in vertex selection mode that is, and I'm just going to grab them along the Y. No, limit selection of visible is not turned off. I'm just going to move it. Oh, that's going to stick out. Shoot, I'm going to have to do some cutting or some editing. Okay, well, I'm going to move that to there. Actually, you know what? It wouldn't really matter because the drive wheel needs some way to connect to the substructure. So, if we were smart enough, we could just do a Boolean cut. We could either do a Boolean cut, because right now this drive wheel is just floating in space. It's gonna need some way to connect to the substructure, and it looks like actually the substructure extends into there. So it looks like there's actually probably a piece that extends out, and this drive wheel is actually probably split in two. So actually what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave that for now, maybe. Go to top view, hide the track. Hide the cab. Hide the base. Hide the top rollers, idlers, whatever. I mean the lower. Yeah, we could knife cut. Well, let's try it. So yeah, let's take out our knife tool in edit mode. I want to cut through, so I'm going to press Z. And I want angle constraints, so I'm going to press C, and then I'm going to click close to it. And then I'm just going to set up some nice straight lines. Just extremely close to the wheels, because we don't want it interfering with this part here. Let's see how this works, if at all. Otherwise I want to look like an idiot. Click and enter to cut through. Ooh, that looks like it might have worked. This part right here scares me. It looks like it created some weird geometry, but this may have saved my butt. So let's start deleting some faces. That one. Which face is probably that one? That. Ooh. Limit selection visible. Ooh, we're in wireframe. I can't do that. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one. No, not that one. What's going on here? Where's the face for that? Okay. There we go. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one, and that one. Let's see what that looks like. I think that'll work. Let's delete those faces, only faces. We can delete the lines later if we want to. I don't think we'll need to though. Ooh, that cut out more than I intended. A lot more. How the heck? Oh, it's just the view I'm looking at it from. But we needed it because when you cut through, the very edge right there needs to be cut through. So what we would do is later we'll go and we'll take the vertices here and we'll have to drag them along the Y to fix that. In fact, I could do that right now. Just like that. I'll move them over -0.13. I'll delete those extra lines because they're gonna annoy me because I'm picky like that. Yeah, that weird geometry. Is that even connected? No. Well, it is, but so we can just merge those two. So I'm gonna select that, Alt and merge it. Oh, not at first. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. There, it's a nice quad again. Alright, that'll work for me for now. Except we can now see into an empty space. There's no solidification to that. So what I need to do, I need to hide the rollers. And I need to edit this again. I'm going to delete these extra lines. Like I said, otherwise they're just going to bug me. Alright, we need to create some extra... Well, this will be easy. All we need to do is just take these points and extrude them in. I'm sure since that's not getting in the way, we can go right to there. Then I'll extrude across here to there. And then I will simply extrude back this way. And I will merge these. Alt-M, merge it last, and then select these and Shift-R to repeat. That creates that. Now, I need to decide how I'm gonna join up the rest of this. Looks like I need at least one subdivision, and then the rest I'll just BS. So, I will subdivide this face once. And that I will subdivide. Delete that face. Grab those verts. Fill them. Fill. Fill. Normals are off. Recalculate it bugs me. And then I'm just going to select these and fill. Fill. We got triangle, but no big deal. Fill. 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 It's not the prettiest thing ever, but it works. Fill. And then at the bottom, we should just be able to go fill, fill. Fill. That's sticking through a little bit. I shouldn't have snapped it to there. Whatever, we can adjust it later. You don't even see it, so. Fill, fill. Ooh, we got extra geometry. Why is that subdivided? I'm sure there's a reason for it. It's probably not very important. Well, for now I'll make it an n-gon because, well, this would bug me. Since we got a line, we can just subdivide it. No, we can't. I'd have to delete that face. I'm just going to leave it n-gon for now, and we'll use the n-gon finder later to fill it in. Because I actually used the n-gon finder recently on this model, and there wasn't very many. Only the faces, essentially. The rest were all quads. I was quite happy with that. That ruins the look of it a little bit, but you know what? I'm pretty darn satisfied with that. Why is that sticking out? Looks a little weird. Whatever, no big deal. I'm sure it won't show up in object mode. Nope. Alright, let's unhide our wheel and make sure that fits. Our drive wheels. Looks good, more or less. We could even grab that in a little bit. Grab along the Y. Snap it to there. Far too much, so grab along the Y again. Ooh, you know what? That's like a triangular kind of shape is why there's a problem there. Or am I just seeing things? No, there's a triangular shape. That's the top, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, we created some weird geometry for show. Those should be able to be merged. If my wireframe views are to be trusted. And then we can grab this along the Y and snap it to there. That looks much better, in my opinion. Just recalculate the normals. Geometry is a little bit weird, but it'll work. It's a heck of a lot better than my original ones. Turn the treads back on, the cab, the base. And there, that is one of the more tedious parts done. Now all we have to do is duplicate it. So, whoa, I'm just pressing random buttons and nothing's happening. Why is my... Oh. pressing Y over and over thinking it's T. Alright, so I'm going to join this with the substructure. That way it'll still be two separate objects. I'll join. Now what did I do? Why is that sitting above everything? Why did this all move? What the hell? Oh, because I turned the base off accidentally. Duh. So yeah, this and the substructure join into substructure. So that's one object, but there's one mesh, but there's still two separate objects. So that's no pro. Oh, I'm not going to do that yet, actually. Sorry. I'm going to take this and the rollers and those rollers, idlers, sorry. Those idlers. Not the substructure. Substructure roller, top idlers, lower idlers, drive wheels. Is there anything else I'm missing? I don't think so. Duplicate, is that everything? I believe so. So right click, move to the back. Yeah, that'll work. Wireframe. And then grab along the X. Well, no, I just need a point to line these up with. Is there any points we can line them up with? No. Well, I guess basically, whatever this is here, the upper idlers, they line up with the center of the tread curve close. So I'll just go slightly over that. So I'm gonna scale along the X -1, that will flip it, and then I'm going to grab along the X, and I'm just going to line those up. So, how did that work again? The outside of the idler is just slightly further, so just move it something like that. And then, if we want to, well, first I'm going to recalculate the normals on that. Or no, they should be fine, sorry. Since we just duplicated them. Sometimes when you flip something using the scale mode, sometimes it'll screw up the normals, but no, I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna join all the substructure together. Control J. See, that screwed up the normals. Now I have to go to edit mode, select all, recalculate. And I just need to rename these quickly. Drive wheels .L. Oh, you know what? Those are .R. These ones are .L. I was all backwards. Lower idlers .R is actually .L. Then I can just take off the 001s. Oops. R. Well, that can't be right. That's right. This is left. Okay. Left, right. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Cool. Alright, so I have got that done. That is a major part. Now this looks like an actual vehicle. So what I'm going to do is, since we're at an hour, this is a pretty long one. If I can't figure out how to do the hose deformations by the next time I decide to work on this for you guys, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut out the bucket because right now it looks a little ridiculous. Once we cut out the bucket, then it'll look really nice. And then we'll just add the mirrors and like some windshield wipers really quickly, and we'll do the exhaust and stuff, just some extra details to give it some character. And if I still haven't figured out how to deform the hoses by then we'll go ahead and replace the rams, because those need to be done before we do too much work on the hoses anyway. So in between this part and the next part, I will be redesigning the rams to those cool ones we saw. These ones, I'm gonna model these when I have some free time here. And yeah, we will quickly replace all the rams, or I will maybe show you a time lapse, because it's really not that hard and whatever. So anyways, yeah, that is that. I will upload this to my server for you guys and try to remember to link it to my YouTube video. I've got about 10 YouTube videos I need to annotate because I get lazy and forget to do them. But yeah, that is that for now, I believe. We now have a vehicle that looks a little bit more complete. I'm happy that we're at that point. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching from the team here at BlenderTech.com. If you enjoyed this video and learned something, please like it and don't forget to subscribe for more Blender, Unity 3D, and programming videos. We're now on Twitter at twitter.com/blender_tech. That's at blender_tech. And Facebook at facebook.com/blendertech page, all one word. And SoundCloud podcast at soundcloud.com/blendertech. We now offer hard copies of our videos as well, so if you don't have a YouTube download and you'd like a copy to watch later on your computer, just let us know. We'll upload it to our server. If for some reason you dislike this video, don't just hit the dislike button and leave. Instead, leave a comment or email the team at info@blendertech.com about what you did not like or what you did like. And with that constructive criticism, we can improve our videos from the future here on out. We also take requests for tutorials, so let us know what you want or want to see more of. We have a cloth tutorial in the making that was requested. See you next time, and remember, create your way.